All right, and right after some Link to the Past randomizer, we're back with some Zelda 1 randomizer. I am Crimson Avix, greatly appreciative to be joined tonight by Redbird Grad. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. I'm really excited for this matchup, and yeah, I couldn't wait to call a race with you and jumping right into brackets and the real deal here with the Mr. Krim. This is going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah, so this is the first race between Dr. J, PhD, ToastyMuffins, and jaylow7. Two of them will earn the right to advance in their seed. I will have that in a little bit, who they will be going up against.
They're going up
Oh,
against the one seed if they win
yeah,
this.
yeah, Jay
Yeah,
Cooper and Big Slamoo. That is
yeah.
right.
That's crazy, man. So this is going to be tough enough as it is. So basically, the top two, like you said, are going to get out of this, but their reward is probably two of the hottest runners we have in Z1R.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper has been good since the beginning, you know, 7 years ago. And Big Slamoo, I mean, he has his own hashtag. So, but we see Wizrobes early on here in the overworld, starting on Camp Row. So, uh, a great place to start, in my opinion, because you have a lot of open caves around, a lot of different directions you can go.
Yeah, I like that spot in the overworld, like you're saying, and it's kind of a mixed bag. The Wiz Roads make it difficult to walk around in the overworld, but once you get underground in the dungeons, it's actually quite a bit easier.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of the runners go down to the start area, and we see very early on we have a maximum small secret and a letter. So, some good news for our runners. Potions will be available very early, which is always nice, especially if you get into very like Dark Knight laden underworlds and have to just have that little bit of extra health. Being able to get potions early is nice, and an early candle too.
Yeah, nice little candle here by Toasty Muffins. Down here near start, they're all going to grab this. Dr. J is. J-Lo's going a little bit different way, probably prioritizing the Armos, going up towards the northeast maybe, but J and Muffins with the early candle.
Yeah, Jay actually opted for the heart there, as JLo finds level 1 and Muff finds level 4. So, two good finds early on for a level 1 being at its vanilla location, though. Kind of stinks because you don't get to use the pirouette here to open either of those locked doors.
It's kind of a bummer too because you think naturally, oh, pirouette's going to unlock the top door. Nope, it's the one across from you when you do it that way. And because you're on an island, there's no other way into that door.
Yeah, so it's actually a great spot though, because as soon as you get a single key and your sword, you're pretty much guaranteed to want to hunt down whatever you can find there in level 1. Level 1, of course, having 2 items and being one of the smaller dungeons, you definitely want to prioritize that as soon as you're able. JLo taking the candle as well.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy the extra heart play from Dr. J's side. I want to see how this plays out because a lot of times people do this trying to get the early white sword item, which means they're going to prioritize overworld a little bit. But he's really kind of diving through this 4 and seeing if there's something underground that's going to help.
Yeah, and here's where I really think the candle's beneficial, because if you run into an enemy where you can sort of dip in and out of the room and clear them out, which you're not going to be doing much with these Lionels, but you might be able to find, a bomb drop that allows you to advance a little further, or a key that you can take back to level 1, or, even a heart container on the floor. So there's a lot of options that the candle does give to you, but as you said, he might be prioritizing that white sword item. I typically will I will take the heart if I know where a candle is for purchase. But we haven't seen any of those candle shops quite yet.
Yeah, as soon as you see that candle shop, you can do it. And especially because if you see Wizrobes in the overworld, like you said, you have that candle, you go underground, the majority of enemies that you see are going to be able to be burned to death. So, yeah, not having the candle is going to be a little bit of a bummer. Man, this 4 is just shaped almost like level 2. It's very vertical there. There's just not a lot of wiggle room there for Dr. J to find anything useful.
Yeah, JLo, I think, debating on whether he wants to go back in and dig a little bit more or return to the overworld. We see Toasty Muffins over here finding level 9 in the Dead Woods. So that's great knowledge to have as well. And this is something that Dr. J, if he doesn't find a candle, won't have the knowledge of immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, once you start finding, 6, 7, 8 levels, it kind of Because one of the levels is going to be overworld blocked, it kind of helps to know what items you're going to need later in the seed. Because once you find one overworld block, you get the rest of the levels knocked out. You're not searching for level 9 at the end of it. You know you can kind of go mode a couple dungeons. It really helps cut down that time later in the seed.
Toasty taking a death to the Armos. We know that that is not where the the Armos item is, but we did also see some bomb prices, which are 36 rupees, and we know the large secret is absolute trash. 51 rupees there.
Yeah, that's garbage. So even though the low rolled up, the large rolling down that much really offsets that. That's really trash.
Yeah, so that's when for Dr. J especially, that you're hoping that that candle is very cheap. You also are hoping for cheap arrow prices because of the fact that there are more bosses in this flag set. There's a very good chance that you might need to take out a Goma with wood arrows before you can even get to silvers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. Toasty finding level 5 here. We might need to do a little behind the scenes on JLo. Check the chat room there. But yeah, a lot of early level finds. We found 5, we found 1, we found 4, we found 9. We haven't really done that much in the overworld yet, so a lot of good exploration early. Dr. J wishing he had a key. He's going to try to pirouette, realizing he can't do it again. And he will have to go on as well. All right, so now you see Dr. J going up towards the northeast. ToastyMuffins now going down towards the south. We're split here a little bit. JLo's just hanging out in the middle for us. We're going all sorts of directions right now in Hyrule. ToastyMuffins picking up another small. Got 20 bucks. Let's see, Krim. Kind of this middle forest area. This is the Forgotten Open Cave, if there is one.
Yeah, so we just saw our second large secret there, east of Vanilla Start. And we do have an update on JLo. It is nothing relating to the seed, but does have some IRL that will be taken care of. So he will not be continuing the seed right now. So we will just keep on with Dr. J and Toasty here.
Yeah, real life comes first, man. This is just a game. This is just for amusement, having fun. Real life always comes first. And thoughts with JLo and whatever's going on with him. He will be back. Be sorely missed during this, but let's focus now on Dr. J and Toasty taking us through the rest of the seed.
Yeah, and the awesome thing is this is a best of this is a 3-race series, so he definitely is able to come back. And we find the sword finally over on Dr. J's side, so he's going to be able to stab some things all the way up by level 5.
Yeah, Toasty was going to head around that way too, so we'll see how long this takes Toasty. There might be an item right here, though, which would be really cool if Toasty were to find like a wand or something to be able to just keep going and not need that sword initially. The other good thing is these guys are very burnable. They are flammable, and they drop bombs. So let's see if Toasty can pick up a couple things here.
Yeah, Toasty originally tried the reverse block clip without the buffer, which is, the reverse block clip is hard enough. Bufferless that would be great if you could pull that off in a room with some gorillas firing at him.
Yeah, reverse block clip is pixel perfect, and like you said, the buffer makes it a lot easier once you do it. Trying to hit the edge of your control pad real quick, and that buffer just makes it so you have a larger window there. And if you don't have that buffer, it's really, really difficult.
Absolutely. So we do see Dr. J continuing his northeast exploration here. Finds the blue ring shop, 250 rupees. So very, very high chance that it remains at the 250 because of how the item pricing works. So won't have enough right now, but we'll probably remember where that is.
Yeah, that's definitely probably out of play, though, honestly, because we only have $150 in larges. We've got, 30 times 8. We got 240 in mediums. They got to buy arrows usually. I think blue's probably out of play for us this seed. All right, so Toasty is near the northeast. Let's see if it continues to go north. Yeah, that's going to help out. Get that sword. They want to dive into one as soon as they can. Toasty does have that key, so might be the first player into one, which would be interesting. See if we have a friendly layout there. Man, these screens just dark nuts are bad. Nobody likes dark nuts. You got bunnies hopping all over the place. They can screen scroll. They can hop in the HUD. You've got Wizrobes firing at you. Those screens are just not fun at all, Krim.
Oh no, not at all. And I would say the bad thing for Dr. J right now is the fact that, well, he's going through this forest without a candle. So does pick up the Armos item. I did not catch what it was though.
I didn't see it either. Chad, if you could help us out, or the tracker would be awesome. Let's see here. Ooh, we got a recorder as the white sword.
But it's a 6-heart recorder.
Yeah, that's nuts. So the early heart play doesn't really work out, but hopefully we don't even need that recorder anyway, but it's nice to know where it's at. Oh, Wizrobe in the back. Not even in the face. Disrespectful.
And chat saying it was something blue, so it was either wand or silvers.
Okay.
I would assume if it was wand that he probably would have swapped right to it, so it might have been the silver arrows. And we got a sword on ToastyMuffins' side.
Yeah, I like silvers being that because you don't have to buy arrows then, which means you can use money for potions, which we saw potions were 75 for the good stuff. So that's going to help out a little bit in a low dollar seed.
Yeah, absolutely. And silvers being one of the most hated items to hunt, I never, ever will complain about finding them on it.
No, not at all. Yeah, between bow and silvers, you always want to hunt for the bow because it's not in 9. Silvers can be anywhere.
Yeah, my guess, my educated guess, based off the runners and their tendencies, would be that was silver. So I can't imagine Dr. J goes this long without swapping to the wand for some fighting.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even with Wizrobes in the overworld, you're going to have it out for everything else that you see. Who's going to go back in 1 first, Krim? That's the play that I would make. What would you do right now?
If I'm Toasty, yes. I finish checking the northeast here, and then I return to 1 just to sort of see if I can make any headway. My decision to go north or south totally depends on where I enter the level at. If I'm in the upper quadrant or the upper half of the map, I go south. If I'm in the lower, I go north. Dr. J going to go back into 4 here with no keys and already having explored quite a bit of this level 4.
Yeah, a lot of exploration, and really the combat wasn't bad. Lionels, they look bad in the overworld. They put them in really bad spots in the vanilla game, but in the underworld, you stay in that right half tile, and they're really kind of easy. They're pretty tame enemies.
Yeah, especially because they have that tell when they're going to fire at you. They stop and pace for a second, and we get the heart for Dr. J here, so he now knows that he's going to be able to pick up that recorder when he returns to the forest.
Let's see if the manhandlers are playing nice tonight. They are. Might have even rolled down a little bit because you didn't even hear that pop. There we go. Let's go.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got hit by the turret there, so that did cancel the machine gun of the kill count there.
Yeah, this is the room he's definitely keying into. He saw this before, wasn't able to clear it because he didn't even have a candle at this point. But we have a screen-scrolling Tektite here. This might be his item room. Toasty passing it up.
Yeah, if it is not a transport, yes, we have our item here, and wow, what an item that is.
Yeah, that is
a blue ring now.
Great one. Yeah, no blue ring needed, no wood arrows needed, Krim. They can spend all the money they want to on gambling? What else are we going to spend money on? Potions?
I mean, maybe bombs, because bombs are not cheap at all.
Yeah.
36 rupees. But keys, I would definitely be 100% on board with. Just find a key shop if you run across one. 119 rupees is definitely enough to buy a key in any shop. So I would just be honing in and picking up some keys as we go, or maybe one of those potions.
Yeah, for sure. It's really curious that Toasty jumped back in 4, having the key and knowing where 1 was, but the play's really going to work out once they get the red ring. All right, they're looking for compass, looking for keys on the ground. 4 is giving them nothing of the sort yet. Never want to see a T room. It's just impossible to clear with the stuff you have right now.
Yeah, the thing that's most annoying about this room, more than anything, is those bubbles, just like the one hanging on that outside. There is no way to get around it if it's coming at you. So we'll see where this Triforce is. That is really that is the only thing we have left for to find. But another key for Toasty here.
Yeah, that's good. Now with 2 doors, north and south in one, you can pop, be wrong, and go the other way. So maybe that was the play. Hey, I saw 2 doors. Let's go somewhere else, get a couple keys before I go back and go the wrong way and get stuck again.
Yeah, and I tell you what, with one's location, I actually do a save. That way, if I pop one and it immediately leads to nowhere, I just retry and go and head the other way.
Yep, for sure. Really good combat on Toasty's side. Having good knowledge that there's only one fireball on the screen at a time, just kind of taking their time, clearing that Gleeok on Wood Sword. That was a really good fight.
Yeah, swinging against the Gleeok to sort of get it to fire its fireballs in opposite directions and give it the most time to clear the screen is a wonderful knowledge-based strat for fighting them. We also get the compass in the next room over in that T room, so Toasty knows exactly where he needs to go in order to grab this Triforce, and will be going through the red ring room, I believe.
I bet if you ask Dr. J what his favorite room in the game is after the seed, it's going to be that T room right there with the 2 bubbles playing Ring Around the Rosie with him. Guaranteed.
Man, Hanla not allowing Toasty to get down to that room, though. Playing great defense and taking Toasty out, so Toasty will go back to start. Luckily, not that long of a trip, and Dr. J picking up his compass, so he will head towards the Triforce as well.
Yeah, this force kind of nice because you start almost in the middle of the level, so even if you die, you're really not that far from anything, so wasn't a huge loss on Toasty's side.
No, and it actually brings him right back to this room so he can clear it out and get his red ring as well.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, this 4 is actually a key positive, which is nice. Going to leave here with 3 keys, maybe 2 depending on the door that's popped for the Triforce room. Dr. J's got 1 now, entered with 0, so kind of a good resource level for them so far.
Yeah, and that's really what you want most of all early on. It's not necessarily finding that great item. It's finding a level that you're able to clear and let you come out of it in a better position than when you entered it. And I mean, red ring is a great boon to include, but coming out with 3 keys is really the big benefit to here. And just a Triforce laying right out on the ground behind a bomb wall. So yeah, positive 1 or 2 keys for each of our runners is going to be a great boon for them.
Yeah, and what I really like, Krim, was that Toasty had a chance there. There was a door to the south that you can go, oh, maybe I can go get 1 more key or whatever. But the problem is it was a shutter door. And if you get shuttered in with a Goma or something without that bow, then you have to up A. You got to go all the way back. Sometimes it's not even worth it. You see that shutter. You just want to go ahead and up and just get the Triforce and get out.
Absolutely. Now, Toasty did just see the potion shop, is opting not to take a potion at this point. Once again, we know that silvers are, just ripe for the picking over in the forest. Toasty, I don't believe, got there yet, so he may still be conserving his money for some of those arrows and going back into 5 before 1.
Yeah, interesting. Already ladder block to the south. I didn't see what else was here in the west. I would love to go clear that 1 on 3 keys, though, right now. Like, that's the play that I would be 100% making. We know this room's not going to drop anything. Just go ahead and get out of here. Yeah, good decision by Toasty. Maybe we get an early Triforce and luck out and get out of here quick. I mean, you're not really worried about what you find. There's a map, which will be nice. Oh, that 5 is huge, though, Krim. Because you got red rings, so you got 20 hearts instead of 5, really. But now, see, we're starting to burn keys where we know we need them inside of level 1. So I would rather be in 1 than 5.
Yeah. Any time I have the option of being in 1, I'm going to be in 1 unless I've already cleared it. It's just with it having 2 items, one of those items just might be really great. I strongly consider taking the Triforce there, though. The early Triforce is really nice in 5.
Well, the nice thing there, too, is you grab the Triforce, your recorder is the white sword item. You can always go back to 5 if you need to clear it later. So there's no reason with a free recorder to keep going. Could luck out, could have, the item room right here and say, haha, commentators, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, I think that's kind of the play, like you said. Grab that Triforce, let's get the recorder, let's bounce.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Toasty actually saw the recorder as a white sword item. He doesn't have the Armos item, and they were the two Armos statues in the forest, so he may never even venture down into the forest for that knowledge.
That's fair, for sure.
Dr. J over here in level 3, we saw that he was able to clear out a room of fires in a double moat room, luckily with the beam sword, so that was not a huge time sink for him having to up A, and he finds the item here in 5, Toasty does, and it is just the other heart, so that does put him in that recorder territory.
Yeah, not bad. Honestly, I mean, it could have been worse with as big as this 5 was. If you get caught in that north and you just go the wrong way, like go to the right and it's up under the O or something like that, then you're spending 3, 4, 5 minutes. You don't want to spin in a race like this. Again, and we didn't really talk about it too much at the top of the hour, but what's happening here is this is Mario Kart rules, right? So whoever gets first gets 4 points, second gets 3, third gets 2, and they do a set of 3 races like this. So, winning, getting that first, this is game 1 of 3, getting that first 4 points is really, really big time. So, they just want to get off to a good start for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the great thing about this is that, for either of these runners, a first place, not finishing in first place isn't a huge disadvantage, but finishing in first place, I believe, is a huge advantage, because then you can sort of play a little more freely in your second race, knowing that you have that point lead going into it. So I think that's really where my mindset would be, is if I finish first, well, I'm playing a little more aggressive in that second match.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you come in third, you got 2 points, you're at 6, you're probably okay there, 100%.
And here we see the level 1, and it is definitely the right call to head south, as Toasty did. So I don't hate the play there. Unfortunately, it looks like we're a little strung by a ladder here.
Yeah, that's a ladder block. I mean, he could have cleared that room. That would have been a long time on wood sword to clear it. So I like the up A there. Gonna spend a key. Gets the red candle out of it. I'll trade a key for a red candle any day.
Yeah, I always like the red candle, especially with Outwand, because it is a repetitive source of damage. Throw that against a Gibdo and just watch them bounce over and over. It is both satisfying and safe, which, knowing my combat is definitely something that I can use. So I always appreciate finding a red candle early.
Well, it's nice too, because one of the most time-consuming enemies inside of these levels are the bubbles, right? You don't even think about it. But you lose so much time to bubbles in a game. You got the red candle, you pull that out, you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And since we've seen Dark Nuts and Wizrobes on the overworld, we know that every single enemy in the dungeons is susceptible to that candle.
100%.
Especially with Bull's voice on the overworld too.
Yeah, they're all kind of sharing the screens too, which is hysterical.
So there's the arrows for Toasty. Considering buying them, but look at that key price. That key price is wonderful. So
you can't pass up a key for 66.
No.
I would almost buy a second one. Now, if Toasty knows it's only $51 big keys. Dr. J in level 3 getting the book, which is one of the more underappreciated items that you can get in this flag set. But man, I love the book early on.
All right, so we see some more Lionels here. Very good clear out of that bunch there by Dr. J, just to take it out. Already saw the book and got the Triforce, so is he possibly looking for that heart just to try to get a little bit closer to the magic sword when he finds it?
Oh, did he get the Triforce? I didn't see they got the Triforce in 3.
I believe he did. Maybe he did not. Maybe I missaw.
No, that's okay. Toasty finds 8. 8 is one of those that, man, you don't want to find that early, but we're 23 minutes in. You got red ring. There's really no other time to tackle it. You might as well just jump in.
I tell you why. If I'm Dr. J and I find 8, I absolutely love it. I love seeing the map of 8 early, so I can kind of know what to expect from 7 and 9. If 8 is huge, I can expect a small 7 or a small 9. That's great knowledge to take with me for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, and if 8's huge with the early Triforce, and you know 7's going to be a little bit smaller, then you can dip because, you know, you grab that recorder like we talked about before and come see that recorder to be able to do any of these plays that we're talking about.
Yeah. Once again, as is the tendency with this flag set and with this tournament, we get another Patra, and it is in a turret room. Patras themselves are not as bad, but throw those turrets constantly firing fireballs at you, and they become one of the most annoying enemy combos in the entire game.
Yeah, Patras and turrets, I swear they go hand in hand. They just, whenever Fred designed this, he did a strong correlation, maybe like a 0.9 or a 0.95, that they are always in the same room, I swear to God.
Yeah, and we see that the ladder will be extremely beneficial because the any key is there on the coast, so that will alleviate all the key worries, but that ladder is sometimes very elusive.
Sure is, man. It's a juicy one to have on the coast too, because you know at any time, all your resource problems are completely solved in the dungeons. Man, Toasty is one shot away. That red ring saved him from the first fireball. Cannot get hit again. Does clear it. Get out of there. Don't die, so you don't have to clear that thing again.
Yeah, luckily again that heart from the Patra helped, and right.
Again, we need that recorder. But that Patra's gone forever, which is awesome.
More keys here. So we talk about the any key, but it doesn't seem, at least for Toasty, that we're going to have a lot of issues here with this seed in terms of keys. Now, you know, returning to something like level 1 or, you know, even level 2 possibly could have some very annoying key blocks that can eat up keys very quickly. But right now, seeming it to be in decent shape for keys for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, we're on 5 and headed north. I mean, he hasn't seen a dungeon yet to where he's come out negative, which is good. So, yeah, I'm 100%. There's another heart. I mean, this seed's kind of giving them resources, so it's more the order of the items that they find, I think, that's going to be the determinant in this seed.
Yeah, so Dr. J back over here in the forest, going to pick up the recorder. I do like grabbing this as quickly as possible, just because that's going to help exploration too, being able to whistle back to 3 or 4 just to get around quicker without having to potentially up A and lose a lot of health to get back to the start area. So I do like the play of grabbing the recorder as soon as he was able to get back over here.
Yeah, especially as spread out as the levels are. I mean, we got 6 in the southeast, 1 in the middle, 3 and 4, you know, where they are. So, yeah, absolutely. You want that recorder as soon as possible. Plus, extra enemies, man. We're going to see dig doggers all night.
There's that 8. Wow.
That 8 looks like almost a level 9. Just an incomplete level 9 is what that looks like to me.
Yeah, so my guess, just knowing kind of how they sort of match up, is that we'll probably see 7 sort of fit into the upper left of 8 and then like 1 row. So level 9 will probably be 7 columns.
Yeah, we're probably going to miss a column, like you said. There's going to be a vertical row on the left side of 7 going up, and then everything else to fill in that top left. So 7 will actually probably only be 20 rooms, 25 rooms, something like that. And then 9's going to be missing a column, like you said. So it'll actually be about the same as this 8.
Yeah, at least the 8's not linear. I mean, that's
right. We do have this could be a really good item find. Now, he could have left 8 because we didn't explore too much of it. He got a Triforce kind of early to mid 8. One of the things some people do is they leave and they come back, but no, Toasty says, I don't have anything to explore the overworld yet. Let me find something in here. Power Bracelet is really welcomed. That's 4 of the 7 checks that aren't available to you in the regular game.
Yeah, so we're going to see once Toasty gets over to that recorder, he's going to have 5 of the 7 spots open, only needing Raft. At that point, I, of course, prioritize trying to check those PB spots too. If I find a level behind a Power Bracelet spot, I will gamble on the Raft not being needed. So then I put myself in ladder and bow only.
Yep, I'm with you 100%. Ladder and bow. Once you get the ladder, you got the anti-key. I mean, quality of life items are all done. You've got red ring. It's going to really open up the seed once you get those 2. This room is not needed. Maybe for a key, it's going to be a quick clear with those bubbles. There we go. Use that red candle. Dr. J in the same section of this level 8. So we'll see if anybody gets to the northeast first and what that other item is going to be. Also, we'll see if Dr. J has this different decisions. Maybe he bounces out of 8 and the other item's a boomerang, and that's a lot of time that Toasty is going to spend that Dr. J is not.
Yeah, 8 is one of those that it's really weird on how you gamble it, because, you know, the 2 items are, you know, very enticing, but if you clear very little of level 8 and then you're sort of stuck searching for the other one, and you waste all that time clearing a huge level 8 for something minuscule, like it's very depressing to get to that point to come across nothing. So I at this point, if I'm Toasty, I bail on 8.
Yeah, I probably would too. Because I like to, I mean, if I've got an item, or even if I got 0 and 8, but there's so much in the overworld I haven't done. I haven't cleared 2. I haven't cleared 1 all the way. There's just a lot that I haven't. Now, the thing that might be playing into his head is I've seen a ladder block in 1. I know I need other items to finish it. Like, I can't go to 1 and finish it to help me get 8. But something in 8 might help me get 1. That might keep people in a dungeon. But I like to go clear it up or do some cleanup if I've got white sword, wand, anything that'll make the room clears up faster. That's when I like to go clean up other dungeons.
Yeah, and Toasty not seeing 3 yet either. So knowing 2 and 3 are still out at large. Maybe being able to discern that level 7 isn't going to be a huge level. So maybe even coming across that wouldn't be a bad play. That would just be my thought. But at this point, with how much he has cleared and where he's at, I would say that he is pretty much invested the time into this level 8. So we will see Toasty finish this to find the second item.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost a sunk cost. You're going to use that time up, and you don't want to waste it now not getting it, and then it actually is something you need. You're kind of caught in between. Yeah, to catch everybody up that's out there, this is a 3-way race. The third runner did have to leave due to in real world life stuff, whatever you kids say with that IRL. I don't understand all the acronyms and stuff, but had some real stuff going on. So bounce due to that. That's definitely a priority for everybody. So Toasty and Dr. J are going to finish it up. We'll figure out on the back end what's going to happen with the other runner. But for the meantime, we do have 2 fantastic runners. If you haven't followed Dr. J or Toasty, make sure you're catching their streams. Hop on over to their channel. They're really, really good runners, good people too.
Yeah, so what I heard from you, RBG, is in order to get the new linguistic lingo going with you, we just need to get RBG Jr. to do commentary.
Yeah, actually, my son would totally be like, dude, I know what IRL stands for. Come on, get out of here. He'd probably be embarrassed and leave that I didn't know.
You'll get a talking to after this is over.
I absolutely will, because he's watching upstairs. He's supposed to be in bed. Go to bed, Junior, but he's watching.
All right, so Dr. J and Toasty actually in the same exact room right now, so both of them investing the time here in level 8.
Yeah, so I mean, you're not going to see any difference here at the end of the game due to level 8, which is kind of good. You want to do to other things, but I really want this to be a boomerang. I don't know why.
I mean, if it's the boomerang, I just really want to see them burn it then.
They probably will. Because if it's not, man, if it's like the bow, this is way too easy. Like, we're going to get out of here in 50 minutes and everyone's going to be singing Kumbaya, making s'mores around a campfire. Like, we don't need all that.
I mean, the seeds I've given to runners so far in this tournament haven't been the worst. I'm not living up to my normal tendencies here. Teach took that over for me this tournament.
Great. Uh-oh. This is going to be the famed 3-bomb. Or 6-bomb. No, it's not. Luckily, oh no. I think that one 8-1 though, so I think as long as we get it in the vicinity, we're home free here. But I hope this thing has not been smoked, or has been smoked.
Yeah, that one I did eat a bomb first. Actually, I think that one is the one that stole the smoking bomb from the other. But nothing doing in that room. There was no push block.
Now we gotta hope we don't have the bomb left. Oh my god, and the game taunts you by saying you have no ladder, need a bomb. Sorry about your luck. Dr. J wasting a bomb anyway. Can't even bomb left there, so the joke's on Dr. J.
Yeah, Toasty saving the bomb by not having the bomb.
How's that, huh?
And apparently, Link there telling our runners what to do, and well,
Oh.
going west didn't help.
Well, the problem is, I don't know if Toasty saw this room in the southeast, didn't spin the key. If it's transports under the D or under the dash, we're home free too. But get past that ladder block, it did.
Yeah. So we'll see what awaits after this. A key there for Dr. J as well. So that would even replenish the key for Toasty. So we'll see if Toasty is going to be losing out, because here is the item.
Toasty saw that room and didn't burn a key to the right. Went around, lost the bombs in that Dodongo room, and then never came back around through. So we got to hope this is nothing for Toasty's sake.
Well, it's the raft. So this is going to be interesting. Does raft hold one of our blocked levels, or is it behind the power bracelet or recorder?
Man, I don't know. Watch this be like, let's have this be something good for Dr. J, but not game changing. Let's have this be magical sword.
I was going to say magic sword would be a great item to have under a raft spot now.
Doesn't break the game, but it is a benefit for Dr. J who finished it correctly.
So Dr. J is continuing on, still does need the Triforce here out of 8. Now we know that is in the bottom right of the level, just in that like one up room that looks like the tooth of the jaw of whatever we're looking at, a turtle or something maybe.
I think Dr. J just realized it too, because got his $5 and said, wait a minute, I need to go somewhere else. Maybe not. I thought maybe Dr. J, we need a compass or something to point him to it. That's not going to be the room you want. But he's going to clear it just to make sure.
And I think the compass was in one of the bottom 2 rows there, like maybe under the R or the L. Toasty sitting there farming for bombs, able to get a 4-pack. Is he going to return to the force to do some more burning? Oh, he is going to check some of these power bracelet spots.
Yeah, I like the play. As soon as you get that power bracelet, you want to use it. Because if you have a competitive advantage over your opponent, and this is a level, oh, it's not. But if it is a level, then all of a sudden you just turned your small advantage into a big one. So I love using items right when you get them.
Absolutely. I can say with that screen that power bracelet's location was on. This is where having the red ring is huge with Wizrobes, is in the forest. I find that Wizrobes become the most difficult because the blue Wizrobes can really home in on you very, very quickly. And the red Wizrobes love to have that sporadic spawn rather than all spawning at once.
Yep, absolutely. Because of the way they time in, you'll have like one red Wizrobe and then the next one 2 seconds later, and the next one 2 seconds later. You think you have a clear space and you have nothing. They will snipe you.
Yeah, and that just has to deal with the fact that all the enemies actually in the forest tend to spawn off screen. So the red Wizrobes will spawn in the same time pattern, but they just do it on screen.
Not only will they snipe you, they will talk about your mom while doing it, which is not cool. We've talked about it, Krim, but they keep doing it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that lays beyond my power as admin.
Nothing you can do about that?
I can have a talking with them, but I don't think Fred would want to.
They're kind of bullies too. Here's the problem right now that I'm seeing: we're 2 for 4 on nothing being under power bracelet. You know where that's pointing me. That raft might be required. We're 50-50. The raft is going to be useful here. Unless Recorder Lake lies the secret.
Still haven't seen Recorder Lake yet, but Toasty hasn't actually seen the recorder either, so does have to be a little careful. Down to a half a heart, but luckily level 6 is right here for the up A.
Yeah, that's called a hospital. Anytime you find a level and you really don't want to be there yet, like Toasty doesn't, you run a half heart though, that's a hospital.
Yep, the Zelda version of the Poke Center.
Poke Center. I never got into Pokemon. Again, I'm too old, man. Toasty really wants a map though, because was this 6 huge? Oh, there's a Triforce. Oh man, if that was the super room with the item in the Triforce right there, that would have been the best 6 ever.
Yeah, like a 3-room 6 or something. Yeah, I will always appreciate quick 6s and 7s.
Well, the cool thing is that you've seen the Triforce. You only have 3 keys, so you kind of want to farm keys a little bit, but man, you can just fly through some of these rooms. You also want a map maybe, but like some of this room just takes forever to clear. I would just kind of fly through here and go south, but I respect it. Get some resources.
Likes are another good enemy that having red candle is very beneficial against. We do get the Triforce finally in level 8 from Dr. J. Will Dr. J go back in for the power? He does not go back in, so he is out the power bracelet right now. Toasty out the raft.
This is interesting because we've seen 2 of those power bracelet spots. So Dr. J has 2 locations on the overworld Toasty can't get into. Toasty has 2 that Dr. J can't get into.
Oh my goodness, the 6.
Yeah, this 6 is crazy. What is going on? We have 2 Tetris L pieces that didn't quite make it on the left side. That's me playing Tetris over there. Then you like try to rotate him and try to get it in, and you hit the wrong button, and yeah, it just sticks on the side. That's exactly what happened there.
World 2 up here in Death Mountain.
Look at this 2. Hold on. Does the 2 fit in 6? No, you'd have to flip the 2.
No, actually, it does.
It does. Yeah, it 100% does.
Yeah. So you can sort of see right where 2 falls
inside that
right in there.
Oh, now you can see Fred's creation right here at work.
So we did already see the item here in level 2 as well. It was the boomerang. So quite a useless 2. Hopefully able to get the Triforce very quickly. Wouldn't be surprised if it's behind this Patra because that's what this game does.
Yeah. So this is a Patra that I would just avoid and make the compass point me back to it. Like that takes way too long to clear. Let me go do something else. But and it's got caught on the wrong cycle too. But the other option is you have to spend a key. So I mean, I might as well clear the Patra. Watch this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shove it in my face.
Or nothing. Nothing works too.
I mean, nothing at all. Honestly, that 6 looks bad, but room-wise, it's not a bad 6. I mean,
it's just the linearity of it.
Yeah, we already know where the Triforce is. It's in his diamond room.
And there is probably the other thing worth purchasing, and boy, is it a great purchase. A 6 bomb upgrade there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now, this could be the item, or it could be a different transport, because we do have a segment in 6, so we'll see if it gives them the item.
Yeah, we're going to have 5 stairs in 6, 2 pairs, and then the item, because it's segmented, so chances are this is still a transition, but nope, this is it. Oh my god.
That is a great find.
That's wonderful. That unlocks level 1, that gets you your any key. There's a couple places in 8 that we could have gone across that might get him his raft quicker. That's pretty big time.
Yeah, something else to note is how good Toasty did with that clip, because when you have a bunch of gorillas throwing boomerangs and constantly changing the lag in that room, trying to do a block clip even with the buffer is very difficult. So the clip was actually really nice.
Yeah, the skill of the runners that we have in this, like this is a play-in match, right? And these 2 are extremely skilled Z1R runners. They made that look way easier. Toasty made it look way easier than it actually is, for sure.
So Dr. J still hunting around here in level 2. Not sure if he found the heart, but we haven't told that he did find the boomerang. Maybe he did not realize he picked it up and is still looking for the item here.
Yeah, I could see it definitely just because of the palette. You know, you could walk over and not even realize. 100%.
So Toasty now in level 3. We know the book is in here, which is, if I don't have wand, book is a pickup I make 100% of the time. I even pick it up quite a bit, even if I do have wand. It's just really what the enemies are like. Having all enemies susceptible to fire in the dungeons, I would say that I would not hesitate to pick up book at all, regardless of my situation.
Yeah, especially if you got red ring, it limits the amount of damage you can do to yourself. So I think having the book is way more of a pro than a con right now. Jay picking up that Triforce. Let's see if he goes back. Nope, he's out.
Yeah, must have realized that he did have the item there, so is going to head out. Toasty still exploring the street and coming across the item, so he will get his book here.
Yeah, this is good. So they've kind of done the same things, only in different orders. The huge advantage that Toasty has is that ladder. I do want to see how this power bracelet and recorder thing, or power bracelet and raft thing plays out, but hopefully it's under Recorder Lake and both people just get their stuff.
Yeah, I'd say the other advantage for Toasty, and it may actually come back to haunt Dr. J greatly, is the fact that Dr. J still has not picked up a candle. Not finding the candle in the shop and opting not to take them from the Take Any One You Want caves. So if he doesn't find that shop, he's going to have to get back into level 1 to pick up the red candle.
Yeah, and the candle can be in the rare shop, and let's say that's blocked by the raft, or that's blocked by the power bracelet that was an 8. The rare shop's under that, so you're never going to find that candle to buy too, unless you go back and clear 8. So there's a whole lot of problems with that very first initial decision that could just completely multiply.
So we do see it going here. We know that it is not required at all. And Dr. J going to pick up some more money. Has not come across a bomb upgrade yet that ToastyMuffins saw. Of course, that being in level 6, which is under a burn spot in the forest.
More money, more problems, man. Great philosopher told us that.
Yeah, I don't... Well, Dr. J does find the candle. It was in our arrow shop, so...
Good. Good.
Is able to get it, so now that will open up some more things for Dr. J, and Dr. J is immediately whistling.
So probably going back to... Never mind. Checking some power bracelet spots. Used it for overworld routing.
Well, he doesn't have the power bracelet. So
that's a little tough. Never mind. He's going to borrow it from Toasty is what's going to happen, Krim. They're playing a joint seed.
I mean, we have that capability. I did not hear the runners agreeing to that, but...
Oh, okay. I did.
That would be interesting.
You're using the restroom, I think. Yeah, a competitive match where you're against the other person, but you can share items. That would be hysterical. Yeah, I'll give you the recorder if you hook me up with the red ring you just found.
Of course, then Toasty wouldn't have had to even worry about the issue with the candle.
That's true. All right, Toasty going to pick up the 4th Triforce, going to tie Dr. J in Triforces. The huge lead right now, though, is having that ladder. And again, we've got the flip-flop of Raft and Power Bracelet always hanging over him. Red Candle's a little bit of an advantage, but, man, this is a pretty close race, Krim.
Yeah, and one thing that I got to start wondering, and it's because you're in the booth with me, is Bo has to be in 7, right?
It's got to be in 7. I mean, that's where I'm thinking it is. Now, you could see something like Bo's back in 1, and they've both, Toasty's had the ladder for a while, could go back to 1 anytime and go grab that. But because I'm here, it's definitely in 7.
Yeah, for sure.
Toasty going to go grab this any key. I like it. You get the ladder, you use it right away. Same concept as Power Bracelet. As soon as you get an item, you use it.
I do like the fact that he also finished the coast down there. So he's going to get this any key and then wrap around and finish up his force checks, which will get him the recorder and the silver arrows. And just the casual 54 from the gamble.
We saw it once. He gambled once before and lost 10 and decided not to go in, but we saw the plus was 50. Is it always the same? Was it 54 also then too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, he's got to do it again when he sees it. I love it. Oh, ToastyMuffins got the 6 Triforce too. Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Makes sense if he was in there with the ladder that he grabbed that as well.
Yeah. And we do have the any road sightings for ToastyMuffins. The old man calling him, or the Link, because Toasty's playing as the old man, but Link telling Toasty to call him Fred.
All right, so we are truly 50-50 here, Krim, because Dr. J just hooked us up and did the check under Recorder Lake, found out it's nothing. So we have the item we need for one of the levels. We just don't know which one has it.
Yeah. So there are 2 power bracelet spots left to check for Toasty in the Lost Hills and over at the Grave. And, of course, the 2 raft spots, which Dr. J has not touched yet. Going to be interesting.
You know what? Do we have all the other levels? Yeah, we need everything but 7. So 7's the hidden one. So it's only going to be one of the 2. So one of them have it, one of them... I was hoping there would be one in each one. You need, like, Power bracelet for one, but no, we're only missing one level now. Man, this is kind of a bummer for somebody. Somebody has to go back into 8, and if the person that has to go back into 8 doesn't do it until the very end, it's going to spell doom for them in this race.
Yeah, so Toasty at 10 hearts. Now Magical Sword is in play if and when he comes across it. Of course, it's only a 20% chance right now. We do see a RAS spot. So we are down to one check each. One Power Bracelet spot, one RAS spot for that level 7.
This is the perfect opportunity to set a what do they call it? What do you kids call it up there? The prediction channel thing? Spend your points, kids. Gamble. That's what we're telling you to do. Please gamble your money.
Well, it is under Power Bracelet. We have the Detroit Lions in level 7.
Oh my gosh. It looks totally like the Detroit Lions. I see it. As soon as you said it, I'm like, yep, that's it. Can't even call anything else. So Dr. J has got to get back into 8 and find the Power Bracelet. Luckily, Dr. J did the majority of that 8, so it will not take long. And they have the recorder, so it's going to be easy to get back to it. But man, you've got level 1 to do still. You've got 6 to go find the ladder to make you finish level 1. You got to go back to 5. There's a lot of things you're going to do before you jump back into 8.
Absolutely. And with how small level 7 is here, even getting that compass, I am 100% digging 7. Because if it's not in 7, then, I mean, of course, we have the knowledge of what else is in 8, but checking that other item in 1 is definitely the play after that. So,
you know what I think I do? I think I clear this Patra. If this isn't the push block that's your item, I get that Triforce because you have it. Go back into 1 that you've got to clear anyway, get that item, and then flute back to 7 if you need to, because it's so close to start. But you have to do the exploration in 1 anyway just to find the Triforce. So you might as well do that while you're looking for the item. Yeah, see, I think I would bounce it. I mean, this is just difference of opinion.
Or this could be the item.
Yeah, this could be it. It's like Redbird, shut up. Yeah, see, I think he's going to do that too.
Yeah. And I mean, I could see either being the right play. I definitely know that would be your play because the less time that you have to spend in 7, the better.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's only, 10 rooms or something in that one? That
yeah,
in like 8 of them you haven't done yet, and here there's like 20 unexplored, maybe 15. It's just a numbers game, and with the recorder, it changes all the math that you have.
Yeah, and really, like my mindset to it was the fact that, you know, level 1 is over by start, so it is a quick up AOA. So yeah. I think either one is a good play. It's just a matter of where the bow is that would make it the right play.
Yeah.
But this is the item right here. And it is a magical boomerang. Bow is in 1.
Yeah, and like you said, I think both plays were okay. They're probably 30 seconds difference between the two. That was not a long time to go check that item. So it wasn't like Toasty did the wrong thing here. It's just it's how you attack a seed, you know, and everybody's different in that. Yeah,
so we know by process of elimination too that puts both of our 2 hit point items in level 9, the wand and the white sword.
Man, that's kind of a bummer. Luckily, we saw from the very beginning that this was not going to be a very challenging seed combat-wise. The challenging thing here is just going to be finding the way to get to the Triforce. It looks like it's going to be stair-blocked, which means that you're going to need to up A and either bomb to the right or take the stair that we had initially because there's no other way in.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's no real combat blocks. Like we haven't seen the Darknets are all outside, the Wizrobes are outside. They're all hanging out together. They're having a party on the street. If we can't bomb here, you got to take that stair. We're good to go.
Yeah, and like even beyond that, there hasn't like all the Triforces have been laying out. There hasn't been like Triforces where Patras or four-headed Gleeoks or Dig Doggers without the recorder have been required. So it is like a very jet seed. It is just finding these items in the right order, which Toasty has done so far.
Yeah, Toasty's really right ordered this seed really well, especially for finding silvers as late and getting the Armos item as late as they did. Everything else has just been completely on point. Dr. J going into 5, again, something that they didn't really have a chance to get through all the way, so this is going to take a little bit of time too. There's a lot of work ahead of Dr. J, not completely out of it yet. I mean, Toasty's got some work ahead of him too, but time is running out here.
Yeah, Toasty continuing to check for level 2, hasn't been over to Death Mountain yet, may be thinking to save level 1 for last, but we do see the Magic Sword. 10 is not enough for it, up at the White Sword spot, so that old man raising his business a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, this seat's way too easy. I'm not giving you this right now. No chance. Are we getting an up A here? Going to keep going to East Death Mountain. I like this. Keep going to East Death Mountain. You're only a few screens away.
Yeah,
not where one is.
You have the bombs too right now, so explore Death Mountain, get this out of the way, get these checks out of the way. You're still looking for 2, so before returning to 1, just find 2. It's a quick, small level, and then if you don't find it, regardless, you have to head back to 1 anyway. But that's just an up A away.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Welcome all the Raiders from SpeedGaming 3. Just to give a little bit of a reset here, you are seeing round 1 of the brackets of the Z1R Tournament. Krim is the head dog admin, so I'm going to let him tell you how it's set up. But seeing 2 very good runners here, Dr. J and ToastyMuffins. They had a third, had to drop out due to in real life stuff going on. But we are welcomed by 2 awesome runners who are going to put on a show for you tonight.
Absolutely. So what this is the group part of our bracket stage. So the groups are predetermined who they will match up against, and we have 3 runners vying for the right to go up against their next 2 opponents, which are going to be Jay Coper and Big Slamu. So 2 of these will advance. Jay Coper, Big Slamu, already by way of getting their way into the second round of the group stage, and it is Mario Kart style points. So the winner will take 4 points. Second place will take 3, third place 2, and in the one event right now that we have 4 runners, they take 1 point, and there's 3 total races. The highest 2 point totals advance.
Did you do Mario Kart points because you can throw bananas in Mario Karts, and that's the big joke around here?
No, actually, any removal of bananas from conversation is really what I prefer. So.
I got you, no problem. I do think it's awesome because I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. I hate that blue shell. Thank God we have no blue shell in Z1R.
So what I'm hearing is we need a Z1R Mario Kart 8 party some night.
100%. How's he back in 8? Says, I don't know where 2 is. Maybe 2's inside level 8. Let me go look.
Well, he knows he also may need the raft, that he does have 2 checks there. So he may be thinking, well, I'll check level 8. Could be the bow, could be the raft where 2 may be. So, and with how much he has cleared, it's not a horrible play.
No, it's not.
But I think I finish Death Mountain first and then come back to 8.
Yeah, for sure. I would too, but I mean, I don't hate the play. You're right here, and what he's going to do is once he gets up to West Death Mountain, he's going to up A, and you have to go back to 8 eventually. And you do have the recorder, which is nice, but he's like, man, I'm walking right by it. Let me just go check.
Yeah, and doing some bombing, finding that he can't bomb. So he's going to have to remember that there was that key door over there, which, of course, is not going to hinder him at all now because he does have that any key.
Any key ladder. I mean, he's got every way to get over there. He's 2 rooms away. It's very, very quick.
And Dr. J in level 6, searching for this item, did see the Triforce, pass it up. Of course, going to look for the item. So we'll be happy once he comes across the ladder. It's just a matter of getting there.
Yeah, we saw that 6 was very fast to the Triforce, and then the item wasn't too far away. It's a pretty quick 6, so I don't think he'll spend too much time unless he goes the wrong way. Luckily, it's one long corridor. You can't go the wrong way anyway, so it's pretty nice. Here we go. Toasty's going to grab the other item and realize, oh man, what will be funny is if Toasty decides, let's go check these spots, and gets off Death Mountain.
Yeah, not a huge... In terms of what it's going to do to him in comparison to Dr. J, I don't think it's a huge time loss, but definitely not the play that you want to make, especially in hindsight. So Toasty going to learn here, can't bomb, so we got to go take that staircase. Or may just go across the moat.
You got the ladder. Go get the bombs. You forgot he had the ladder. I do that all the time, man. I'll walk into one of those rooms and be like, well, last time I was here, I didn't have a ladder. Been there, done that, Toasty.
So, yeah, Link telling him to go west, so he's going to do that. He will find that he can bomb up here. So this will lead him to the raft in this specific room.
Yep. So 8 will be done. It's just, when do you jump back into 1? You think you would do it pretty quick. When do you go find level 2? Those are both to kind of be fast checks, fast finishes, but I'm so shocked that we don't have level 1 done at this point on either runner's side.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I favor level 1 as much as I possibly can. Toasty is going to pick up the raft here. Is he going to save? He's just going to continue. So we might see a continuation up here in Death Mountain.
Yeah, and that'll be a good play just to get that done. So we'll clean up 2, 1, and then go straight into 9. I mean, he'll be very happy to get this bow. Now, with the bow being in 1, I'll tell you from a runner's point of view, and you'll think the same thing, Krim, he's going to feel extremely behind. As soon as he sees the bow in 1, knowing 6 had the ladder pretty easy, he's going to feel really, really behind.
Absolutely, and especially with the silver arrows just sitting out there too. Knowing that his runner's not hunting for silvers, there was no gamble to play there. Yes, that immediately sets in my mind is, I didn't come here earlier. If my opponent did, I am sunk.
Yep, 100%. Do you go clockwise in this northwest, or do you go counterclockwise?
I go clockwise. I start on this screen, I go left one screen, I screen scroll, and then I come back and over. And what we call D1, or the screen that Toasty was just at, is my last check.
That's me too. Okay, I was wondering. See how people do. Chat, are you guys a clockwise or a counterclockwise clearers of these screens?
Look at RBG over here scouting out his opponents.
Yeah, that's a definite competitive advantage.
And Muffins finally finding level 2. Gonna do the quick check here as Dr. J finds his ladder.
Finding a ladder right at the 1 hour, it's nice to have it, but you're looking up and you're like, man, that's yikes. It's one of those, like, I should have probably had this a little earlier.
And the thing is now for Dr. J, he's going to be in the same predicament. He knows the Eniki's sitting out there on the coast, and when he comes across the bow in 1, he's going to be the same way. Like, man, 6 was there. I haven't had a candle for so long. The ladder was a pretty easy find in 6. Once I got there, I'm so far behind. So both runners are probably going to be in the same mindset in terms of what they find with the items.
Now, here's the thing. If you're rooting for Dr. J on the left side, if you're rooting for Dr. J right now, if he goes back into 1 and grabs the bow, he can fly through 7 and 5. There's nothing he needs from 7 and 5. He can just go get the Triforce and go. He's good to go. The problem is we've got to get that power bracelet out of 8. So he's got to make the play of 1, then back into 8, which just doesn't, unfortunately, make sense. He's going to go back to 5. He's going to go look everywhere but 8 first for that power bracelet. And that's going to be probably the last play he makes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, luckily for him, he can make the whistle to 2 to get to, or he even has 8 Triforce. So it's not hard to get back to 8. It's just there's other priorities. And especially seeing that 7, when he sees that 7, he's going to hunt that before he returns to 8.
All right, I'm going to give Toasty a little crap there because he almost died to a Patra with Red Ring. And that is like one of the sins that you cannot do. If you got Red Ring, you don't die to a Patra. There's like a code.
Forgive me, Redbird, for I have sinned then.
Me too. 1,000,000%. We've all died to Patra. Patra's a punk.
And Jay going back to 1. So we are going to get the bow on Jay's side first.
I like it. And the bow is nice. Only 13 rupees, so you can't really take advantage of the combat upgrade there. But the bow's nice because you can do some long-range 4-point damage stuff that Toasty will not be able to do. So the room clears might be a little faster. But again, as soon as he gets back in 8 and grabs that power bracelet, everything is go mode from Dr. J at that point.
Yeah. Luckily for Dr. J, he's not going to be digging 7 at all because 7 is under that power bracelet spot. So it's not like he's going to have to worry about digging 7 for the power bracelet. And Toasty learning that you cannot burn the dungeons down.
Yeah, the one play that I think was interesting on Jay's side is once they got the ladder, not grabbing the any key initially before heading back into 1. That might be the one thing that you might be, oh man, I should have done that. Sequencing that. But otherwise, I mean, this is shaping up to be a pretty fast cleanup for Dr. J at the end of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Toasty also trying to bomb right in the room before the Triforce and not able to do so. In 2, everything is open unless there is an old man or, it's segmented and there's a corridor staircase. So what that tells Toasty is that Zelda's room will not be present in level 9, which for me slightly changes my mindset in how I approach 9, because I will typically favor entrances from the south for Zelda if I know Zelda's room is still at large.
Yeah, you'll always want to clear it starting south and heading north because of that Zelda's room. But once you know where that is outside of 9, you can go any direction because you're most likely not going to be blocked like you're talking about. Man, this is going to be a last room bow. Now, Dr. J didn't want to use that key, but fortunately knows that, well, I can go get the Annie key, if he remembers, off the coast. So I can go down to 0 keys here. It's okay. But I mean, that's kind of the resource management angle. That's why he didn't want to go in this room before. You just got to hope that he remembers that he can use that ladder to get that Annie key.
Yeah, there is the bow. I would say behind Blue Lamolas is maybe the toughest combat block we've had so far in this seed, and you're not even entering from the left. So
I was gonna say, are you using air quotes there? Because you can cheat that with the door. You can block clip. There's so many things you can do with those guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shuttered in from the left makes this a completely different fight, but
yeah, for sure.
And yeah, with the red ring, you can just tank them too.
And their baby Lambolas, like they don't. Oh no! Push the block.
Toasty didn't.
Uh-oh.
Maybe he thought he pushed it and he just didn't clip it.
He didn't even like brush up against it. He didn't even do like if you're in a bar and you're talking to a girl, like just like brush. He didn't even do that. Like there wasn't even anything there. Oh no. I mean, you don't have a mark that you got the item.
Yeah, at this point, Toasty has to know that, the bow is here in level 1. He knows it's a staircase, so he's going to just have to keep on searching until he finds it.
I mean, you got to come back in, right? Like, you don't walk away from this level.
Oh, he's seen everything else.
Okay. He knows. I know. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to think of anything that could be a train wreck right here, and that's the one thing. My social life is just fine, chat. Married with 2 kids for a reason.
All right, so Dr. J is back in level 5 too. Gotta still get that Triforce out of here. May also start digging for that power bracelet because knows that it's going to be needed for 7. I don't know if he checked the other raft spot. I don't think he was over there since he's gotten the raft, but I would imagine, already seeing one of the raft spots that he pretty much feels that power bracelet may be in play.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm staring at my screen in disbelief. Hopefully, like, you know how sometimes you write down that you got the underground item and you're looking for the floor item and you write that down in the wrong line. Hopefully Toasty's going back to the spot. Dr. J's seen the heart in 5, so has all the item information now, which is nice. Knows he has to go back into 8. And really, I mean, Dr. J had a lot of that 8 done. That cleanup might be faster than I initially led on to.
Yeah, the power bracelet was not deep there either. It was just in the bottom part of 8, so it could be a quick in and out depending on the path he takes to that room.
All right, well, here we go. This is going to be how good can the girl hide compared to how fast can Jay get this power bracelet. Because like you said, 7's Triforce is very, very fast and there's no digging required. You get the compass almost right away, so you know exactly where to go.
Yeah, I think the compass was 2 rooms in and the Triforce was 2 rooms in the other direction. It is not bad at all. Toasty is heading over to level 9 now. Now, given the proximity, I must have had it made smart. Given the proximity, I stop at the Fairy Fountain here just to go into the 9 with full health, if not for any other reason than Beam Sword.
Yeah, Beam Sword's nice, especially if you get a T room or something like that. You don't want to clip. 76 rupees, though, means that you have almost unlimited ammo inside of 9 because you're just looking for him. You're not looking for silvers or anything like that. So, and everything's so squishy, man. Like,
yeah, getting
really nice with combat. Yeah,
getting the Moblin set. Also, the entrance point of level 9. You're entering in that lower right-hand spot, so you're sort of pressed to go in a certain direction. I might just check those few rooms north there just to see if the girl or I hear a roar. Only for the purpose that I tend to have the bias, like the experience bias, that weird segments like that is where Ganon and Zelda will end up being.
Yeah, there's a chance right here that Zelda's behind this one. Unless it's a push block, which it is. Yeah, let's go check this nook like you're talking about. Dr. J, doing the wise thing, grabbing the any key, definitely needed that before you jumped into 7 anyway. So all I got to do is 7, and he's going to join Toasty inside of 9. This is going to be, 2-3 minutes difference. It's not that big an advantage for Toasty. But you got to find something.
Yeah, and Dr. J may take a staircase that Toasty doesn't, that leads him right to Ganon, or finds a compass that makes it very easy to find Zelda or the old woman in Toasty's case. So yeah, it is by no means a done deal yet.
Now, the one thing that Dr. J's forgetting here is that one of the overworld, or one of the levels, has to be blocked. So because we have all the levels but one on his side, it has to be behind a power bracelet or raft right now for him. There's no reason to check these other spots unless you're only looking for magical sword, which just takes a lot of time to do that.
Yeah, we know what's up at the White Sword Cave. Now, at 13 hearts, you have an 80% chance of getting it, and it is a great boon, but as we see on Toasty's side, these enemies are not difficult at all. Having as much ammo as he does with the silver arrows, everything is able to be hit by them. So yeah, it's a nice to have, but it's not a need to have.
Right. As Patrick could be masking the roar of Ganon. Not sure here. And it was in Ganon's room, Krim?
I mean, that's nice. Although Ganon still did get the offside here, which makes him a little more difficult to fight. Just have to be careful. But Toasty does still have that blue potion, so I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Just has to hit Ganon 15 times with that wood sword.
Yeah, just a little bit slow on this stun lock here, but really good knowledge of the fight on where Ganon's going to be. You can see him tracking him really well. Can just kind of eat these fireballs, and it doesn't really hurt Toasty too much. Catching him over here on the left side going south, which is what you're supposed to do, and then picking him up on the left. This is really good work by Toasty.
Yeah, and we did see the only troll of the seed, magical sword, is 14 hearts.
Nice. Always like that, huh? Dr. J making the right play, the only play back into 8. And of course, you look at the map, got most of it done. It's going to be up on this left side, I think under the D here, just very, very close to start. Toasty did take down Ganon. Excellent work on Toasty's side.
Yeah, so now just, now this is what I call the blitz every room mode, where you're just running through rooms as quick as possible, trying to find that shutter door that opens. Not killing enemies unless that is the only way to progress.
There's one that went to the right. That popped open.
Yeah, I don't remember if it didn't pop open before or not. It must have. So
my spidey senses were tingling. I don't know yours. I was like, wait, don't go. Yeah, any room that takes more than 2 or 3 seconds to clear, don't worry about it. It is like this right here. You could clear that if you hadn't cleared that, just looking for a compass or something. But yeah, you're in fly mode right now.
Toasty stabbing the spoiler there.
That's a spoiler?
Maybe.
Okay. From Back to the Future, right?
Exactly. Okay. So this is a double shutter room. So of course, the kidnapped will not be in there. Now, Toasty's already been in the room 2 to the right, so he knows that there's no point in going into that next room to the right. There actually is no point in going up here either, unless you're just looking for that compass or maybe a staircase.
Yeah, you can mark it as a possible staircase for later, so if you do get blocked, you have a room that possibly you can go back to. That's not kind of nice, but yeah, like you said, there's that one-off room up there can't lead to the princess, so kind of no reason to do that.
Yeah, in these type of situations, again, me divulging my playstyle to RBG, I do not take staircases unless absolutely necessary. And if I've exhausted all other options is when I start taking staircases.
Yeah. See, I like to, on my initial exploration through when I'm looking for the pig, I'll take every staircase so that I can mark it so that if I find her on the way or something like that, and then find him later, I've got a quick route back to her through staircases. But after I've killed the pig, I'm doing this exact thing. And just like you do, I never take a staircase after that.
Yeah, so we've pretty much explored every possible scenario up here in the northern part of level 9. So, got to start heading south here. Taking peaks, of course, as I said, well, that death might actually help Toasty because that will push him back down towards the lower part. But I still will peek to make sure that all possible entrances from a room are accounted for. But yeah, gotta start looking down at the bottom here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you never know when a death like that can actually, like you said, push you the right way. Or like, don't leave one enemy like that because you never know if it's the compass. But you got to start doing something different here. Maybe we try to get to the southwest. There's like a block of 16 rooms down there we haven't even touched yet. So I'm very curious to see what's down there. There's the power bracelet for Dr. J. So that's nice and 8. Going to go ahead and find level 7's try, which will be very fast if we check the power bracelet spots in the right order. We'll see. Being over here, the quick one's this one, and unfortunately it's not the right one. I mean, there's still ways that Dr. J can get back in this. Ganon was pretty easily accessible. She's not. If this is a staircase situation.
Now we know that room to the right wasn't going to be Zelda anyway because of the fact that we could have entered from below. But there is the door that opens.
If you'd got wall mastered there, man, that's like the bad day.
So ToastyMuffins does rescue the old woman and finishes his seed. Dr. J, because of the fact that this is still a 3-person race, does need to go ahead and finish for that second place. Otherwise, we'd have a tie for second. So Dr. J going to continue on here and search. Does have enough for Magic Sword now, too.
Did he grab magic? Oh, he's going to Magical Sword. I want to see him pick up a Magical Sword. If you got one forfeit on one side, the other guy's already finished, and it's Mario Kart style, you might as well do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but a good race run by Toasty. We saw really good routing, good combat, good exploration, very knowledgeable of, the items that the seed gave you and then what that kind of tells you. It tells the story of how you're supposed to complete the seed. Anytime you can do everything that this seed's trying to do with what you said before, all the 2 hit point, 2 damage items were inside level 9, so you had to do it all on wood sword in 75 minutes. You're flying. I mean, you're doing something right. So well run seed by Toasty here.
Speaking of Toasty, I believe we have Toasty here with us. GG.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Really entertaining to watch. A friendly seed early on with that, with those silver arrows. So of course, it did take you a little while to get there, but that red ring and 4 really able to open things up for you.
That was pretty big, yeah. And I would still consider myself on the lower, at least the lower half of skill level. So early red ring is like, woo, tasty. That's really nice.
It's funny you say that because we were just talking about the combat and the decision making and just how you ran the seed, and we were just commending you on it because you did really, really well at taking what the seed gave you and kind of putting the pieces together and doing it in a quick manner. So I would beg to differ. I don't think you're in the bottom half at all. I think you did really well.
Well, thank you so much. No, I really appreciate that. That's cool. I think I've sign of growth over the tournament, hopefully.
Yeah, and honestly, the thing that I tell everyone is one of the most important things to be good at Randomizer is to know your capabilities and know your limitations. So if you know that you struggle a little bit more with combat over routing or something like that, bailing and coming back because you know that you're just going to continue to waste time in a level is not a bad play, and it's really understanding your capabilities and where you are as a runner that honestly is one of the biggest benefits you can have. So And besides, in Randomizer, you're never going to find a top tier runner who turns on the red ring. So,
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
Saber picks up the red ring, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
And he's already in 9 of the next seed.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So with this seed, to go back to it real quick, to flashback, when you get to 1 finally, and you're doing your cleanup here at the end of the seed, you know what you need before 9 and all this stuff, and you finally see that the bow is in 1. What are you thinking at that moment?
Yeah, I don't know. One thing I totally forgot to get it on my first, or sorry, my second attempt there. I just forgot. But I thought, well, okay, it was ladder blocked, so I wasn't feeling too bad about not getting it, I guess. So it was like, all right, yeah, I don't know.
I know I'm always like, as a runner, and Krim and I were talking about this, just the way we run too. In a lot of the earlier dungeons, like even if there's a ladder block, like you were talking about in 1, if something like bow or silvers are there, and like the other things, the Armos item, you're like, oh my gosh, this was kind of so easy, and you get it kind of late in the seed. You're worried the other person has it 20 minutes before you, and that's kind of the thoughts that go through your head.
That damage would have been nice. Yeah, I think like, oh man, not having that damage might have been slowing me down, but yeah, hopefully not too terribly much.
No, I mean, you had an early clear of a Gleeok on Woodsword, and I think 4 hearts. You did that red ring at the time, but it was just a really skilled attempt and a really good effort too. So you didn't need White Sword, you didn't need Wand in this seed. I mean, you were able to clear through it with the Woodsword, which was really good combat.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Any big differences in our routing between me and Dr. Jayphd?
Actually, a lot. I would actually suggest going back and watching this one through.
Yeah, that's always fun.
The routing was so interesting. Actually, one of the most interesting things is both of you were in 8 at the same exact time, and each of you left with the opposite item. You left with the power bracelet, Dr. J left with the raft. So that was one thing that worked out in your favor. You were able to find 7 a little bit earlier than Dr. J. Dr. J having to turn back to 8 for that.
That was some luck going my way there. And sorry, Dr. J PhD is I get it confused with David, I think. Sorry.
Yeah, it was weird too, because you got down with all your power bracelet checks and you got down to 1 left, and he had 1 raft spot left. So it was legit 50-50. You both had checked, or he had checked the recorder lake, I think, before you did. And so we knew it was 50-50 which one of you guys had the level 7 item. We didn't know who it was until you found that level 7. We're like, oh my God. And then the race came down to how fast does Dr. J go back to 8, right? Because that's the last place you're going to check. I mean, he's got 1 item, he doesn't have the other one. So that was the cleanup, and the difference in this match was he had to go back into 8, but he didn't do that until after he finished 5 then and all this other stuff. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was like Krim was saying, it was routed like very similar at the beginning, but that midpoint, that decision point right there was where it really went off the rails.
Gotcha. Well, thanks so much for the kind words. I think I'm gonna hop off, but quick shout out to jaylow. I'm really sorry that it turned out this way. That's such a bummer. Look forward to our next match. Hopefully we have a nice 3-way next time.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Toasty.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Toasty. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and take care. Thanks again.
Yep, later.
All right, so Dr. J is exploring here in level 9, did a lot of checking down around start, and is going to be taking the staircases. Already found the wand here in level 9, but going to be taking staircases, so may be able to find a slightly quicker path to Ganon or Zelda. We will have to see.
Yeah, I think he was starting to go up north, and I don't know if did he get all the way under that dash, like where Ganon was, or not, or I didn't see because we were talking to Toasty, but I know he's headed that way initially. I didn't quite see it. The victory theme of Donkey Kong Country, for anybody wondering, was your recorder tune for the night.
Yeah, disappointed I didn't get to hear that. I tend to watch the commentary stream without audio, so yeah, I enjoy Donkey Kong Country music. I think, for me personally, Donkey Kong Country music is second only to Final Fantasy music in terms of just how much I enjoy listening to it. So,
I was going to ask what your favorite soundtrack was. So, Final Fantasy for sure.
Yeah. I would say my favorite soundtrack entirely would be probably Final Fantasy VIII. But no, I love a lot of DKC2 soundtrack too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think 10 is my favorite soundtrack, but 3 or 6 or whichever side of the lake you're on, I mean that's a great one too. 3 and 6 is amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, 10 has some of my favorite songs. Out of Genos in chat mentioning Tactics. Tactics has my favorite song from any video game ever. So, yeah, a lot of good options there.
I was a kid and I was traveling with my folks and I played Tactics and I got stuck at a spot. And I am 42 years old now and I have not got past that spot. I just never picked it back up. And I need to go back and finish Tactics because I enjoyed it. I can't remember how old I was when I first started it, but that one spot made me go, nope, I'm never playing Tactics again. And to this day, I still haven't picked it up.
I picked it up when it first came out. I was 11 years old, but the video game store that I picked it up from did not have the tutorial with it. So I could not for the life of me figure out how to work with the job classes, and I hit a sticking point very, very quickly trying to run everything as squires and chemists. So yeah, it took me a while to actually pick it up and fully play through it, but it is my favorite video game of all time. So
oh man. Now I really have to do it if you're giving it that high praise.
So Dr. J did find one of the paths to Zelda, able to enter the room from the left. So just looking for the pig now.
Yeah, so you saw Toasty kind of do it with no staircases whatsoever. We saw Dr. J take an early one, and that, like we talked about before, that's kind of your differing opinion on how you go through nines, and it can lead some person right to Ganon and some person not. So that's kind of what's going on here. You got in the southwest because of that stair, and kind of you get stuck here because we saw how difficult it was for Toasty to get to the southwest initially. So getting out of here is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, just trying to find that path up, and I think Dr. J has pretty much eliminated a lot of spots, so is probably trying to get his way up to the upper right here to find, and may have a path in that direction, but maybe electing to take the stairs instead.
You do not want to see me do a Final Fantasy Tactics stream, Agent, because one, I was terrible at it. I told you that. I'd probably still be terrible at it, but that'd be kind of fun to go through. I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the one where you can go. See, he was up there. Like he was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so he was one row south of where he needed to be. It's all the way under that 9. That Patra masked it. And unfortunately, if he didn't hear that click or doesn't go back up there, it's going to take a long time to get back to the northeast.
Yeah. That's why with bosses, I do like to try to peek or just kill and re-enter rooms if I'm not positive whether I heard the mask or not. So Dr. J does need to make his way back up there. Looks like he actually may have. I couldn't tell if he was in that top row or if he was like one to the left and one south of where.
Yeah, he was in the second row, so he was southwest of even maybe that patch. I don't know if Ganon's all the way to the right of the 9 or the dash, but yeah, he was definitely on row 2, not row 1.
And I guess while Dr. J is hunting here, we might as well mention again that not only these two runners, but jaylow are excellent runners of Zelda 1 Randomizer. Great people to watch. So go ahead and definitely give them a follow. Hang out with them. We as a community like to support each other anyway. So I'm going to tell you to go check out every single person who, is in the community and support them. So definitely give them all a follow, as well as my broadcast partner here, RBG. It seems like we may be pulling him out of streaming retirement again. So
we'll see about that.
That is the hope. So definitely give RBG a follow. And also a big thank you to the Alan Heffley for pushing the buttons in the background, keeping the tracker up to date. That is a very thankless job, especially going to be in these group rounds, because keeping track of 2 is sometimes difficult enough. When it's going to be 3 and eventually 4 runners, it's going to be a lot of chaos for these trackers. So definitely give TAH a follow as well.
Yeah, and on the fly stuff that happened today. I mean, we had 3 racers at the beginning. We went to 2. We transitioned from a 4 layout to a 2 on the fly. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and you don't give yourself enough credit. I mean, for people that don't know, a lot of this falls on Krim's shoulders. He is the admin. I mean, he's got a great team with him, but Krim does a lot of this work. And I mean, we need to publicly thank you for having these Z1Rs, because without you, they don't happen. So definitely follow Krim. Make fun of him with us. It's a lot of fun. There's the compass we didn't see before, but Krim is just, dude, you're amazing.
Yeah, I can definitely support the join in, making fun of me. I always like the friendly jabbing at each other. We do it a lot within the community, and I do. Once again, I think that's the greatest thing. You say that these tournaments aren't possible without me. No, they're totally possible without me. They're not possible without the community, and that's why I do all this. The Z1R community is the best community that I'm a part of in any part of Twitch. So I have to thank everyone that's a part of that community.
Now, the real story here, Krim, is what other communities are you in, so I can go back and tell them that you said that they're not all that.
I mean, I'll tell them that Z1R is my home. The Final Fantasy IV randomizer, basically a bunch of randomizer communities. Final Fantasy IV, like the past randomizer, the ladders they do there. But no, I love the Z1R community, and it's been a blessing to be in the position that I've been in for the past several years.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, one's enough for me. I couldn't imagine doing as many as you do. Dr. J going back towards the northeast, which is good. Getting them back towards where we need to be. Yeah, not only is the Alan Heffley a tracker today, he's in this tournament and part of a lot of other randomizers too, the Z2R and all that stuff. So Heffley's got a big workload here.
Yeah, credit to anyone who runs Z2R, because I can't run Z2 anything.
The Z2 Vanilla was an awesome speed run to get a part of. I tried Z2R with a little bit of skill from Z2 Vanilla. I was horrible at Z2R. I was so bad.
And Dr. J finally coming across the pick here in his own room. So, still a fan of the decoration with the skull.
Oh, me too, for sure. Yo, like a pro. Look at that stun lock. 4-shot stun lock. Caught him right. Dr. J putting it down.
Gonna be taking a walk back, not an up A there. Knows a path, so probably has the quickest way in mind to get back to Zelda here.
Did you see him snipe that Stalfos? That was great. It was like a fadeaway, like Kobe 3. He was coming through the door. He turns around, shoots it, keeps going. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, Dr. J.
Yeah, being able to do swag things like that is just enjoyable.
It makes the game what it is. Having this compass makes this a little easier. I don't know if we can go straight south here. If we can, it's going to be awesome. Oh, are we going to get this fly? Let's see.
Yeah, I think, I was going to say,
that's exactly
that was from the north, how Muffins entered, so.
Yeah. Get them GGs out. We do have a second place finish, Dr. J, PhD, with an official race time of 1:32.06. Well run. Only one stinking item got in his way from being a 1:15 also. Dr. J with a great run here. Get them GGs in chat.
All right, we'll give it a few minutes to see if Dr. J jumps in here with us. But this is not the only race this week. This entire first round of the brackets is going on for the next 2 weeks, so there are plenty of other races. In fact, there are 48 total races. Some of them are async, but there's going to be plenty more action here on SpeedGaming over the course of those 2 weeks. And then once we're done with that, we get right back into 16 more groups with some of our top seeds, including my partner here, RBG.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. No matter which group. I mean, if you look at this chart, and go find the chart. I mean, somebody can link it if they want to. But go find the chart, because there's so many groups out there. You're like, oh, you know, one or two of these might be easy. Nope. Every single group, Krim, is like loaded in this tournament. It's awesome to see.
Oh yeah, I got super excited when I came across some of these matchups, and that's the thing is it's really hard to sit there and say that a matchup isn't good. You know, not only because we like to be nice to all the runners and everything, but literally all the runners have the talent and ability to be competitive, and we do have Dr. J in here in chat with us. So GG.
Might have a little mic mutage going on, Dr. J. I'm not sure what's going on there. I do know you crushed it, though. While we're waiting on you to come back, I know you can hear us and you can respond when you can. But, man, you played a really good seed. Just, unfortunately, that power bracelet being the one item out of 8 you didn't pull was the difference there. Getting the raft. Toasty actually got the power bracelet and not the raft. So if the level 7 was on the raft spot, you'd have had the advantage there. Are you hearing us now? We good?
Discord settings might be at default, so I'm trying to get some micage and volume.
Oh, I can ramble for days, Krim. That's the problem for you guys, chat, is I can keep rambling for days.
I mean, I'm all for it. I'll sit here and listen.
No, I'm not. Trust me. Actually, Windows is now telling me it has to restart to install the latest Windows update. So if I click that button, you guys don't have to listen to me at all. I'm gonna click this X and hopefully nothing breaks.
Yeah, it won't break. I think mine's been sitting at like 7 days now.
Thanks, Jen. Appreciate that. Yeah, just said Discord. Discord's great, right? OBS is great, your mic's great, your computer's great. None of them like to work at the same time together. And I know they don't play nice, which is hysterical. So while Jay is finishing that... Enjoy the music. The background music is wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't hear it because I'm on mute. But...
I can also let everyone know that tomorrow we have a game 2 between Zarnak, Spudsaurus, and Phoenix Ignition at 3 o'clock Eastern. At 6 o'clock, we have the final match between Malchior, Digshake, and Panolf. And then we have a game 1 between Sausage Link Trails and Duke Firebird at 9. And then Nochibato, Zardia, and Almighty Babino at 11 o'clock tomorrow, their second game. So 4 very enticing matchups tomorrow as well.
Yeah, no, those all 4 of them. I mean, whatever you can catch from the Z1R tournament. I mean, the nice thing is the way that you've structured this, the 4-way races and the 3-way right now. I mean, you were getting some really intense, cool races. And now, like you talked about, and Dr. J says real quick, just to put a bow on that, Dr. J said he's not going to join us. He's having some Discord problems, but he basically echoed what we talked about, the power braces and stuff that we saw play out. But Krim, now is the cool part, right? So we get to see the people that have the lead. They got that 4 points out of game 1. What's their strategy? Are they going to be hyper aggressive and try to capture another win to basically lock up their spot? Or are they going to say, you know what, I'm going to 100% the seed. I'm going to take no gambles, and I'm going to make somebody else have to gamble in order to beat me. So there's going to be a lot of psychology going on in this game too, which is going to be really cool to see play out.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely looking forward to these matchups. I see a lot of game 2 starting to get on the schedule here. So definitely keep, if you don't follow the Speed Gaming networks, follow them. There's 6 channels that they primarily stream on, plus all their foreign channels. There's Espanol, Francois, Deutsch, and Portuguese.
Oh.
So there are a bunch of channels to follow, but follow Speed Gaming because this is where Z1R is going to be at, and they have a lot of other great content here.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, man, just the whole speed gaming aspect of seeing Z1, not only Z1R, but I mean, you turn it on any night, you got Z3 going on, you got Final Fantasy going on, you can sit there on vacation for a week and never turn it off speed gaming and just have the time of your life. It's just a lot of fun on all these channels.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, that is going to bring us to a close. RBG, I let in, so I'm going to let you have the last word tonight. So thanks again, everyone. Thanks again, everyone. But RBG, go ahead and send us out.
All right, no, I want to thank the Howlin' Heffley for sure. Speed Gaming, of course, Howlin' Heffley for tracking, like we talked about before. Krim, you're the man. It was awesome to share the mic with you. Cool runners. These guys were awesome. Dr. J, ToastyMuffins. Unfortunately, we had J-Lo that couldn't finish, but J-Lo's awesome. Make sure we talked about following everybody. Follow J-Lo too. Make sure you jump over to his channel. But chat, love you guys. We will see you guys tomorrow night with 4 more runs, just like Krim talked about. And stay tuned for whatever Speed Gaming has next. Don't go away. Peace out.